their cell phone and they just can't do without it. We're behind the wheel, texts come in, we shift our attention. Anything that shifts your attention away from driving safely is a distraction and it's unsafe. You're putting yourself, your passengers, and all other road users at risk. Please keep your cell phones down. Having a handheld device in territory is illegal for good reason. But there are other things that can distract you in the vehicle as well. Just your children. Please make sure that you have a culture in your home where your children they know when they're being transported, they're quiet. They're not rowdy, they're not distracting you, because that certainly can take your attention off the roadways. In a school zone, when you're taking your children there, what's the speed limit in a school zone when children are present, do you know? 10 miles per hour, yes. 10 miles per hour. So please make sure when you're dropping little ones to and from school that you are considering the speed limit to keep yours and other children safe. If your children are walking to and from school as well, please make sure you go over with them the ways that they can stay safe on the roadways. Where do they cross the road? Is there a crosswalk there for them? Is there a crossing guard that can help them cross the road safely? All of those things are things you need to put in place over the summer. It's a great time if they're walking to school. Make sure they're walking with an older child, if possible. Tell them where they can cross. They don't run across the road. Why? Because they can fall. How to use the sidewalk safely, and all of those things are very important as they go to and from school or wherever they're going as well. But my area at the Office of Highway Safety particularly is child passenger safety and making sure that we're transporting our children in a safe manner. So under our law in the Virgin Islands, do you know what the age is where a child can sit in the front seat? 12? No? Anybody else? 14. So in the territory, all children 13 and less should be where? In the back seat. What's the reason for that? It's because of the airbag. In most of our cars today, there's an airbag in the dashboard that is deployed in a very violent way during a crash. It comes out with a strong force. It's designed to help hit us in our chest. But since our children are much smaller than we are, where's it going to hit them? In the face. In the face. And it will break the bones in their face. It's not a safe place for them to be. The airbag is designed to work with the seatbelt to keep us in place during our crash. The seatbelt is designed for adults' bodies. It's not designed for our children. Which is why we have car seats and booster seats to keep them at a place where they can be secured safely. All right? So in the front seat, we have the seatbelt, we have the airbag. The seatbelt is holding us back. The airbag is keeping us, breaking that distance between us and the dashboard down so that we can stay safe. Okay? For a child, that is a recipe for disaster, injury, and possibly fatality. So please be sure to keep your children under the age of 13 in the back seats. All right? Our law also says booster seats are required for children from 40 pounds to age 8. All right, so once they make 8, they should be in the back seat with a seatbelt, but until then, they should be in a booster seat. At the Office of Highway Safety, we do distribute, when we have available, car seats and booster seats to the community. We have booster seats as we speak, very much like the one you're seeing here. I do have a few with me today. They are $20, cash only. Sorry, we don't have a machine. But it's just a small amount that keeps our program going. So your contribution to that is much appreciated. Again, I have some here with me today. So if you do not have a booster seat for your child, if your child is going to kindergarten, I'm predicting they're less than 8 years old, they should have a booster seat. All right, and you can get yours today if you don't have one already. So what the booster does is it lifts the child just enough up off the seat of the car so that the seatbelt fits in safely. Without a booster seat, if your child tries to use a seatbelt without a booster seat and they're too small for that, the seatbelt will cross on their neck. That's a very unsafe safe place for the seatbelt to cross. Why? Because the seatbelt is designed to lock in a crash, and it will hold you in place without, it won't move if it works properly. And so when it locks on your shoulder, which is where it's designed to lock, it will keep you safely in place. But if it locks on your neck, and as you know, children are fragile, they're still growing, their bones are soft and still developing. To be grabbed on the neck like that can be life altering. So what a lot of people do is they take the seatbelt and they put it under the child's arm. Now it's passing which bones? The ribs. Are those ribs you think strong enough to hold for a seatbelt to hold on to in a crash? Force of a crash? Absolutely not. And so it starts breaking bones, and your bones become little daggers sticking you in places where you really don't want to be stuck. All right? So that is a place that you really don't want the seatbelt to come in contact with. A lot of people also put the seatbelt behind their back, and what that does is it puts the seatbelt across the waist. All right? So if you were, God forbid, to get in a crash, the child's body will naturally go forward, and so the seatbelt will hold them in place, and they will jackknife. So they will close like this and push forward, so the seatbelt is pushing into all of this soft tissue here. And it will hold on to the first bone, which is the spine, creating a lot of mayhem in the mix, right? So we don't want our children to ever sit with the seatbelt across their abdomen area, okay? So that's the purpose of a booster seat, is to lift us, our children up just enough so it fits them like it should fit us, shoulder, chest, hips. And by the way, when I say fit us, we all have to be an example to our children. They see us more than they hear us, right? So if we are creating a culture of safety by example,